Here's the championship bout from last month's third Tokyo Basho. That's Hanayama on the left against Okinami. They throw salt to purify the ring. Now they take their stances. A great show of strength by Okinami as he quickly defeats Hanayama to take the Emperor's Cup. Okinami finished the tournament with a 12-3 record, but one of his losses was the local favorite, Joseph Kalama, known as Fujiwaka in Japan. Joseph finished at 11-4. Both men are currently here in the islands. Here's Okinami enjoying some of our Hawaiian hospitality. Boy, tough life when you're a Japanese sumo grand champion. Looks like Okinami didn't learn all his moves in a gym. Gentlemen, my advice is to have an extra dessert tonight because this guy is one of the luckiest men on earth.
Medical examiner.
Yes, doctor, we're just doing the preliminary.
Amaretto swirl with sprinkles. Doc, that's my favorite. You know, I didn't bring a spoon, but if I could
Mac,
take a bite...
don't start with me, Mac. My first date in a month. I didn't even get to the hors d'oeuvre.
I bet I know what dessert was. Or shall I say, who?
Mac, I'm sure you and your little friends have had just enough time to tromp on the evidence, alienate the witnesses, and move the body.
Yeah. Comedian, huh? The body.
I thought they said he was an athlete.
He is. His name is Okinami. He's a Japanese sumo professional.
Oh, I know. The big guys who wear the little whatchamacallit.
Mawashi, yeah. It's, I'm a fan.
Lieutenant, someone who knows the deceased.
Thank you, Chaz. Hi, I'm Lieutenant Wolfe.
No, but...
You knew Mr. Okinami?
Yes. Okinami was in my hair, my small club. He was my student, although there was little left for me to teach him.
You were kind of his coach, huh?
Yes. What happened to him?
We're not sure yet, sir. I know this is a difficult time, but, Kimo, would you mind taking a look around the premises to tell me if there's anything of value missing? Thank you. What's up, Doc?
No visible signs of trauma, but anything else would be a guess.
Excuse me. Okinami's kesho mawashi is gone.
I'm sorry, his what?
This is kesho mawashi.
Is it valuable?
Oh, yeah, about $50,000, maybe more.
But it's more than money.
It's a symbol of his championship standing, kind of like a prize fighter's title belt. Doc, we're gonna need some answers. Let's get this body over to 1 West as soon as possible, please.
Right.
Okay.
There you go. How? Good luck, fellas.
You have any idea how much trouble we're in here? According to our apoplectic Attorney General, This is roughly the equivalent to the United States playing Japan in the Olympic basketball finals, and Shaquille O'Neal turns up dead in the Tokyo hotel room.
I don't think I follow that.
Okanami was Yokozuna, and that's a grand champion in sumo. One of his biggest rivals was Fujiwaka, but that's his Japanese name. His real name is Joseph Kalama. He's from Honolulu. Joseph Kalama was an Ozeki, the second highest rank. Only one non-Asian ever has been promoted to Yokozuna. You follow that?
I think I do. So with Okanami out of the picture, Joseph has a better chance.
That's right. So there's rumblings about a Hawaiian conspiracy to make Joseph the grand champion. Now, Dr. Holliday, you're going to be sharing all of your duties on the Okanami case with a Japanese medical examiner.
What?
Dr. Higa, this is Midori Higa from Tokyo.
Well, hello there.
With all due respect, even if her credentials are acceptable by our standards, there are procedural differences between our countries when it comes to forensic matters.
Dr. Holliday, I was trained at Johns Hopkins and Mass General. I'll have no trouble adapting.
Yeah, Doc. It'd be fun having a ray of sunshine like Midori here. Where's your spirit of international cooperation?
Mac, I am so glad you're on board with this, because you will be working side by side with Lieutenant Hiro Yamato of the Tokyo Police.
You're kidding.
No, it's not even negotiable.
I'm looking forward to working with you, Lieutenant.
So, Mac, where's your spirit of international cooperation? Seems Mr. Okanami was quite the party animal.
Yes, I saw the news video of his visit. One could almost deduce that he was encouraged to live by your standards.
Well, he demanded to be taken to 3 restaurants and 2 nightclubs before he called it a night. He didn't go home alone.
Women pursue our sumo champions relentlessly. They're like rock stars.
Mm-hmm. Like Meatloaf.
I was thinking Elvis, the later years.
Hey, Mac. I hear you don't care who you partner up with these days, huh?
Like the captain wants us all to,
So this woman that accompanied Okanami to the hotel room, was she Japanese?
The desk clerk said she was Hawaiian.
Wait. Polynesian, actually. Let's not make it worse than it is, huh?
Okay, kids. Time's wasted, Doc. What have we got to do to get this autopsy on the road?
I have a couple of special arrangements I have to make. Excuse me. Okay, Nui, that's it. Easy. Forward, good. More. Keep it coming. More. Hold. Down. Coming. Stop. Good. Straight out. Good. Can you bring me that stool there? I need to get a better angle at this. Thank you. All right. Let's get started. Excuse me.
I always stand here to assist Dr. Holliday. But I need to be close enough to observe all her procedures. Not that I expect you to make any mistakes.
Of course. Did you work on the other side today, Nui? Fine. Okay, let's get started.
Doc, quite a marathon session, huh?
You try cutting through that much tissue with a regular scalpel. I won't need to work out for a week.
Any conclusions?
Yes, he died of fatal cardiac arrhythmia, induced by excessive levels of nicotine.
Nicotine? Was he a 10-pack-a-day guy?
No, quite the contrary. He was trying to quit smoking. He was wearing those nicotine patches. He had several of them on. And even for a man of his size, more than one would be excessive.
Anything else?
There were several puncture marks on his body.
Yeah, Mr. Kimura had said that he was taking acupuncture treatments as well as vitamin injections, so...
These could also hide injections of something lethal.
The bottom line is, we really don't know. His death could have been accidental.
Or murder.
Murder? I don't think that there was any. I would have to disagree with that assessment.
Of course you would. You have a vested interest to protect here.
What, are you saying that there was some bias in my work in there?
The procedures were fine. It's the interpretation which concerns me.
Ladies, please. Not that I mind a good cat fight, but we have to go see Mr. Kalama. Would you care to tag along?
Yes, I would very much. I'd like to check him for signs of a struggle.
Signs of a struggle? He is a sumo wrestler.
Nui. No, I'm sorry, Doc. I grew up with Joseph Kalama. We went to grade school together. He is not a killer.
Thank you.
Welcome to 2 Tons of Buns.
I thought you were a fan.
I am. I'm hoping to get the grocery concession for this place.
Actually, the Rikishi or sumo eat only 2 meals a day.
Yes, from 9 to noon and 2 to midnight.
See, Doc, now you're doing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That just sort of slipped out. So what exactly is the object of this sport?
Basically, one man tries with leverage, technique, and brute strength to throw the other man down or force him out of the doyo, the ring.
Yeah, the Hawaiians are known for their strength in pushing out, but are considered lacking in the classical throwing techniques.
And people bet on this sport?
Oh, yes. Not legally, but millions.
Now I know why you're such an expert.
Isn't that Mr. Kimura?
Yes, he's working with his new young rising star. His name is Umi no Nami. Over here is Joseph Kalama. He's also known as Fujiwaka, his Japanese name. Joseph, I'm Lieutenant Wolfe. This is Dr. Holliday, our medical examiner.
Hello?
Dozo yoroshiku.
Hajimemashite.
As soon as I heard about Okinawa, figured you guys would come look me up.
Why?
I was in Honolulu when it happened. And the Japanese, they claim have the most to gain from his death.
And you don't agree?
No ways. If there's the slightest hint that I'm involved, I'll never make Yokozuna, never.
Joseph, where were you the night Okanami died?
On the North Shore with my family. Had a barbecue, you know, the family thing.
Yeah, I hear that. What time did you leave?
I didn't. I spent the night there.
Anybody other than your family can verify that?
Just a couple of my boys.
Were they also Hawaiian?
Yeah. You have a problem with that?
It's a well-known fact that Hawaiians tend to stick together no matter what.
Your motto. You're out of line.
Sitting on a powder keg here. The Hawaiians think we're showing favoritism to the Japanese because of their economic power on the islands.
Yeah, the Japanese think we're planning a cover-up to protect the Hawaiians.
The best thing that can happen right now is a definitive ruling of accidental death.
The best thing? Have we abandoned that search for the truth thing?
You think that's what our Japanese team is here to do, search for truth?
I have no reason to believe that Midori Higa is anything but a complete professional.
Check this out.
Frank, turn it up.
Let me ask you a question very quickly. Ms. Higa, what were the results of the investigation?
Our investigation isn't complete yet. However, based on the information that I have so far, I think it is quite likely that Okinami was murdered.
Is there any other comments that you can make?
And you were saying?
That little witch. I should go to the hotel and...
Take it easy. I've never seen you like this. Well, it's not such a big deal.
Hey, Mac, check it out. You're famous in Tokyo.
What's this? Nichi Herald? It's English language newspaper in Tokyo. Oh, we have a quote here from Yamato. Calls the HPD lax and inefficient.
Now.
This little sniveling weasel, where does he get off?
Mac, it's not that big a deal.
Oh, no? Sound the bell. We're going toe-to-toe.
Hey, Mac, you scared the hell out of me.
How's the stolen electronics business? Tell me about Mr. Fuji.
Don't know any Mr. Fuji.
Would you find out?
Need any help?
None from you. I'll hear from you, okay?
Yeah, Mac, you'll hear from me.
What, the office tell you where I was?
Full departmental cooperation. Remember? Mac, I understand you saw the article in the Mainichi Herald. I want you to know I didn't say those things.
Misquoted, huh? What do you think?
Not misquoted. It's translated. I gave that interview in Japanese. The translator obviously wanted to stir up some controversy.
He did that.
I'm sorry if you were offended.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's,
Mac, I admire your police instincts and your goodwill. You accept my apology?
Well, I don't think an apology is enough. What you said was inappropriate and highly prejudicial.
But I didn't know it was going to air in Hawaii. I thought it was for Japan and the rest of Asia.
Oh, I see. So you stand by what you say as long as it's out of my earshot.
Dr. Holliday, try to understand my position. Do you know how many calls I had when I got back to my hotel? Over 30. From government officials as well as the media, all pressuring me to make some kind of statement.
Well, you could have said we didn't have anything definitive.
That was my intention, but they didn't want to hear that. They kept badgering me, asking my opinion. How did I think it was going to turn out? Finally, I just said what they wanted to hear. I am sorry it turned out this way.
We have a job to do, so why don't we just forget this and get back to work?
I need to re-interview Mr. Johnson.
Several policemen have spoken to him in the last 2 days.
I understand. But Mr. Johnson was the night clerk who had the best look at the woman who was accompanying Mr. Okanami the night of his death.
If Mr. Okinami chose to take a female companion to his room, I don't think it's in the best interests of this hotel to be prying into his personal affairs.
Well, I don't think
Lieutenant, let me have a private word with him.
Be my guest.
アメリカ人だけがするのかも。僕はアメリカ人だが、恐れていけん。I think we've come to an understanding.
Splendid. You wanted to see me? Mr. Johnson, a difficult man to reach. We've taken the news video from the night Mr. Okanami died and isolated photos of the women he was seen with. Do you recognize the woman he came home with?
No, I'm sorry. None of these.
You sure? Yeah. Great.
Mr. Johnson, what about this girl?
Yeah, that's her. That's the one he was with.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Excuse us for a second. May I see you? What the hell are you trying to do here? Where'd you get this?
Actually, this is the crop tap of a much larger photograph.
She's with Joseph Kalama.
Yes. Since he's our prime suspect, I took the liberty of hiring a local private investigator to follow Mr. Kalama wherever he went. He took these on the windward side of the island. I have others in the sequence. As you can see, Mr. Kalama met with the young woman and gave her an envelope with money in it.
Why didn't you show me this before?
I wasn't sure it meant anything until the girl was identified.
Okay. I admit, I hired Poor to get close to Okanami.
Close enough to poison him?
No, brother. Nothing like that. She knows a lot about sumo. And all I wanted her to do was find out something that'll help me in the next tournament. Nagging injuries, strategy against me, anything he was working on in training. That's all.
Expect us to believe you went to all that trouble for a few grains of information?
Yeah, you would if you knew how bad I wanted to follow Akebono as the next Hawaiian Yokozuna. And killing Okanami, that doesn't get me any closer to my dream.
Unless you felt you never could beat him again in the ring.
I found traces of a tranquilizer in Okonami's blood. He may well have been unconscious, so that means someone could have injected him with more nicotine to cause his heart failure.
Which means Okonami was murdered. And the likely killer is the woman who was hired by Joseph Kalama.
Possible killer. We can't let this get into the press, and we certainly can't let it fall into the hands of our little Japanese shadows. So let's keep this under wraps, huh?
Mac, is anything wrong?
No.
You out early?
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm not thrilled about being here. Sorry, Joseph, but I got a warrant for your arrest.
Hey, they arrested Joseph!
Now look, just take it easy, all right? And let me do my job here.
Hey, why are you doing this? Because Japanese have so much power in Hawaii, they think they can railroad anyone?
You're gonna get your time in court, all right? Just everybody back off. Just come on, back off, all right?
Hey, you won't be needing this, man.
Call them off.
What can do about too much Japanese want me in jail?
Look, I promise I'll keep investigating, all right?
Then I disappear.
Joseph, don't do this, huh? Come on, Joseph! Let go of me, come on.
Please don't make me use this.
I'm sure you like nothing better.
Let him go!
Do it.
You're right, come on. Thank you.
Just doing my backup job.
Didn't think you guys carried guns.
Only when I come to the Wild West.
You got cuffs?
What you said before about still investigating. You said it just so I give up, right?
Not entirely.
Hey, Mac. Nice collar, brother.
Yeah, good job, Mac.
You want me to call a Manichi hero for you? What's wrong with you, man?
Hey, anybody else have a complaint they want to get off their chest while we're at it? Come on, let's all have at it. What's going on out here?
It seems that some of your officers have a complaint about the arrest of Joseph Kalama.
Is that so? Well, maybe they'd like to express their dissatisfaction directly to me.
Look, Captain, I guess we really only have one question. Would you have arrested a famous Holli athlete on this little evidence?
The answer is yes, of course. And there's nobody here who wants to see Joseph Kalama become a Yokozuna more than I do. If you guys really want to do something to help this investigation, you might stop the whining and go out and find Puahalo. She's the key to Joseph's case.
Realize your circle of friends stretched this far.
Well, the Hawaiian community can be pretty small, Doc. I just hope my cousin's information checks out.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Pua, it's Nui Shah. I brought Dr. Holliday.
No cop?
Nah, just the two of us, as I promised. Will you talk to her?
Thank you very much for meeting with us. Our families are close. I trust her.
Pua, Joseph already admitted hiring you to get information from Mr. Okanami. Did he also give you the tranquilizers?
No.
You got those on your own?
No.
Well, then how, Pua?
I got them from Mr. Smith.
Who's Mr. Smith?
I don't know, really. What I mean is I'm sure the name is phony. This Mr. Smith approached me outside the ladies' room. He offered me $1,000 to steal something out of Okinami's room. I said I wasn't planning on going to his room. So this Mr. Smith gave me a couple small weight pills. He said to add them to Okinami's drink and I wouldn't have any problem with them.
So, you stole Mr. Okanami's Keisho, his ceremonial apron.
No, just papers out of his briefcase.
Papers? That's all? Pua, do you have any way of contacting this Mr. Smith?
Yeah, he gave me a phone number in case anything went wrong.
All right. The events in the last few hours have significantly altered the evidence against Joseph Kalama.
I'd say significantly weakened. We now know that Kalama had nothing to do with the drugging of Mr. Okanami.
And there's been no trace of his Keisho.
So, I'm meeting with the district attorney late this afternoon, and I'm going to recommend that we release Joseph Kalama on grounds of insufficient evidence.
You can't do that, Captain. The Japanese people will assume this is another American cover-up of a Japanese murder.
We can't keep a man in jail to accommodate public relations.
Mr. Kalama remains the person with the strongest motive for killing Okinami.
Only if you assume that he could not beat him in the ring, fair and square.
Yeah, which is an illogical assumption, because Kalama beat Okanami when they went head-to-head in the last Basho. And if he did it one more time and won the next tournament, the Japanese officials would have no choice but to make him the second Hawaiian Yokozuna. I mean, they can't keep denying him.
It's so like you Americans to complain about another country while blindly clinging to your own prejudices.
Ah, such as?
Such as your baseball championships you call the World Series, when only North American teams are allowed to compete? What about the thousands of teams from Latin America and the Far East?
All right, Miss Sports Expert. You're saying that these clowns could beat us in our national pastime?
No way. Please, please.
Are you trying to say that an American must be crowned grand champion in our national pastime of sumo?
Wait a minute. Wait. I don't know a Yokozuna from a Yoko. Oh, no, I think that they're trying to express that their feelings about their sports run as high as ours.
All right, fine. I understand. And it's a point well taken. But we have no choice but to release Joseph Kalama for lack of evidence.
Then I think you'd better be prepared for a firestorm of criticism.
There you go. And for you, sir. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
You ever been in a situation like this, Doc?
No, not this bad. A few local officials screaming for your head, but never two world superpowers.
Yeah, well, I can handle all the bad press the Mainichi Herald can dish out. But I can't handle having friends like me find chemo thinking I sold out.
That'll all disappear when Joseph gets out of jail. But, of course, you didn't exactly make your loyalties clear.
What do you mean?
You knew that Midori and I were at odds, just like you and Yamato. And you had to go seduce her and cloud the issue with sex.
Hey, Doc, it wasn't like that, okay? Now, she was the one who suggested we go to the most romantic restaurant in town. And she insisted that we do a little cheek-to-cheek dancing.
I see. So you're saying that she planned to seduce you?
Forgetting we both agreed that I'm virtually irresistible, Doc. I know when the game's been fixed.
If you're being straight with me, Mac, I think this whole investigation has been fixed. I mean, don't you feel manipulated?
Led around by the nose is more like it.
Yeah, well, I think you've been led around, but I'm not sure it's by the nose.
Excuse me. Wolf. I'm right there.
Don't tell me, let me guess. I'm going to be eating alone.
Guess again. Another dead Japanese national.
You all right, Mac?
Yeah. Thanks for asking. He was a good cop, you know. We didn't always see eye to eye, but he was okay.
Yeah, no.
Think he offed himself, Doc?
There's all the earmarkings of ritual Japanese suicide.
Anything could be faked. You think this was?
No. There's no sign of anything like that.
Yamato? I saw the police outside his door when I came home.
Okay.
But I...
That's all right. Sit down. Sit down. Why do you think you would do this?
Seppuku is an honorable method of death.
But why? I mean, why would he do it now? What was going on in his life?
Maybe this will help. I think this is the suicide note.
I'll translate it. It says he's very unhappy. All he sees in his future is more pain. He doesn't wish to go through it. Therefore, he would rather join his ancestors in honorable fashion.
Thank you. Let's go back to your room. Let's relax for a while.
How's it going, Nui? All pal, Doc. Finished? Just waiting for the gurney from downstairs. Got the letter? Yeah. Mind if I take a look? You read Japanese? Some. My best friend from grade school is Annie Omeki. She taught me. Doc, this is so sad. It's like Romeo and Juliet. What are you talking about? His one true love dies. So he kills himself too. Where does it say that? Right here. Her name was Tomiko Harada. Oh, didn't our beloved Midori tell you this?
Wonder what else she didn't tell us.
Expect to see you here today.
Well, we thought we'd give you another opportunity to tell us the truth.
What?
We're doing a little checking around. We know what's going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's Tomiko Harada? Okay, I'll tell you. She's the daughter of Sunichi Harada, one of the wealthiest, most politically powerful men in Japan.
You figured you should recognize his name because you worked for him.
Oh, and you did go to medical school in America, but you never practiced. You work for Mr. Harada in his drug company. As a matter of fact, you're his vice president of public relations for the West.
Yeah. Now, would you like to talk to us, or maybe we should talk to Mr. Harada?
No. What do you want to know?
Yamato's police credentials check out. What's his relationship to Harada?
Yamato was normally assigned as security for Mr. Harada and his family.
So Mr. Harada arranged for the two of you to represent Japan. Why?
Because he wanted to keep additional scandal away from his family. Especially his daughter, Tomiko.
So there was already trouble in Japan?
Tomiko had attempted suicide by swallowing poison. But she didn't succeed. She was in a deep coma until yesterday when she died.
At which point, Yamato decided to join her.
Even Mr. Harada didn't realize that Yamato had fallen deeply in love with Tomiko while serving as her bodyguard.
Why did you do it?
She was distraught. Her fiancé of 5 years called off their engagement.
And she killed herself because of that?
A broken promise of marriage is a great embarrassment in our culture. In this case, it was worse. The whole country would know of her shame because this man was a well-known celebrity.
So that's it. She was engaged to Okanami.
Did Harada arrange to have him killed?
I don't know. But he is the principal owner of the stable of wrestlers where Okinami trained.
In that case, there's one more person we need to talk to.
Kimura.
sorry. I checked Mr. Kimura out this morning. He's headed back to Tokyo.
Thanks anyway.
Excuse me, just a moment. He has a late afternoon flight. He put most of his luggage in our check room and went somewhere.
By car?
Thank you.
One of those motor scooters.
Excuse me. Do you know a guest named Seiji Kimura?
Oh, the sumo coach. Yeah, great tipper.
Did you get a cab for him today?
Oh, no, ma'am. Limo picked him up.
Do you have any idea where he went?
Cemetery?
We need a word with you.
We want to know about Okanami.
He was a great champion, but he was ruined by fame. Fame I helped him achieve. So, the blame is partly my own.
Did you kill him?
Yes. But not on purpose. I decided to take his fame away. The hotel has given me the keys to all my restless rooms, and I knew Okinami would be tranquilized. I was going to disable Okinami slightly, just enough to end his career. I was going to inject poison into the lower part of his spine. But I underestimated Okinami's strength. He awoke suddenly. And we fought. After a few moments, he seemed to have some sort of attack. He fell to the floor and never moved. I took the Kesho Mawashi and left.
All the extra nicotine in Mr. Okanami's system, he was a ticking bomb. A little extra stress and his heart shut down.
You should have leveled with me, Mr. Kimura. It's open and shut. Involuntary manslaughter. What about the extenuating circumstances?
What do you mean?
Oh, Mr. Harada instructed you to commit this crime, didn't he?
No.
Come on, he was your boss. It was his daughter who was disgraced.
Someone had to hire Pua to tranquilize Mr. Okanami.
Mr. Harada told me he expected me to do my duty. That is all. I decided what that duty was.
It's good enough for me.
Tired of being manipulated by some master puppeteer who sits behind tinted windows in a limousine as other people do his dirty work.
All right, Mr. Harada, get out of the car.
He has returned to Japan to mourn his daughter. He left a car for my use in completing my task. I'm ready to be arrested now, Lieutenant.
don't suppose you'll ever understand why we did it.
Power and money always attract people to do their bidding. I just think you're more accomplished than that.
Perhaps.
Goodbye.
Hey, go ahead and ask him, Kimo.
What? Tell us what?
Well, some things were said the last few days, and we thought a peace offering might be in order.
Great. I could use a new VCR.
Yeah, me too. But we're talking about a party. A going-away party for Joseph Kalama. He's going back to Japan Saturday to go after the title.
Are we talking a full-bore Kahanamoko Hawaiian blowout here?
Absolutely. Done.
Up there.
Right.
Coming up, Robert Stack presents Cases from the Files of Unsolved Mysteries next. Tonight at 8. As though his job isn't tough enough, a detective with amnesia has to uncover his own identity. Drake Williams stars in The Shadow of Evil on the Lifetime Nighttime movie.
Now, Willoughby, come with me.